Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Classic Album Rewind, the show we're doing throughout the month of June here in 2021, taking a look at some classic albums by classic bands that maybe get a little overshadowed by the even more classic album that came before it. So today we're taking a look at an album released September 12th, 1975 for the Harvest label, recorded at Abbey Road Studios and produced by the band. Of course, we're talking about Wish You Were Here from Pink Floyd. A great album. Many people might cite this as their favorite Pink Floyd album. It's easily a top 3 Pink Floyd album, right? But in most cases, it gets a little overshadowed by its older sibling, all right? Of course, Dark Side of the Moon, one of the legendary albums of all time, but I'd argue that Wish You Were Here is just as legendary, just as great. Okay, of course, this is the classic Pink Floyd lineup, right? You know who they all are: Roger Waters, okay, David Gilmour, Nick Mason, Richard Wright. That's the classic four-piece of the band, the legendary lineup. So many great songs on this album. Whether you consider this a prog rock album or just a really cool kind of psychedelic album, matters not. It's just great, great music. All right. Not a lot of tracks on here. However, the album is bookended by the epic length Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Okay. Roughly 26 minutes in length where you add the two of them together, right? But they bookend the album perfectly. The first couple of parts, right? The first extended part of Shine On You Crazy Diamond, the first half, is just immersed in a wealth of tasty, bluesy guitar solos from David Gilmour. Arguably some of my favorite soloing from him on any Pink Floyd album. It just absolutely sends chills up and down your spine. I mean, his tone on the Stratocaster, just absolutely immense. And again, not a lot of flash here, just gutsy, emotional guitar playing. You've got the simmering of keyboards from Richard Wright kind of floating underneath him. Roger Waters, very effective vocals on this song. Just a classic track, 13 and a half minutes all told. That moves into the kind of creepy, atmospheric, the total like prog rocker on this album. Welcome to the Machine. Got Richard Wright's great like mini Moog and ARP synthesizer textures all throughout that song. It's got a haunting Gilmour vocal on it. Welcome to the Machine is just a wonderful, wonderful song that's just so eerie and kind of gives you everything that we love about progressive rock, right? That's side one. All right, just 2 tracks, 21 minutes. Over on side 2 of the LP, second half of the CD, we kick things off with Have a Cigar. This is the hard rocker on the album. Kind of funky, too. Got some really cool licks from Mr. Gilmour and a surprise guest vocal from none other than folk legend Roy Harper. Yes, that Roy Harper. It's amazing, like when I was growing up as a kid, I had no idea that was sung by Roy Harper because, quite frankly, the vocals on that could be either Waters or Gilmour, right? They sound very similar to either or. I always thought it was Roger Waters, actually, but it is Roy Harper. So, but Have a Cigar, great tune. Love the haunting synth in that song, surrounded by all those great guitar licks from Mr. Gilmour. Fantastic song. Another good radio staple from the band. From there, of course, we get perhaps the ultimate Pink Floyd sing-along song, the ultimate campfire song. Most folks who probably have picked up an acoustic guitar and tried to learn anything in their lives probably at one point or another attempted to play Wish You Were Here, and it's probably one of those rock songs that anybody, like I said, learning to play guitar and maybe want to attempt singing and playing at the same time. Wish You Were Here is that song. It's just one of the ultimate kind of feel-good songs. It's pop, it's folk, it's just, just a great, the chord progressions are amazing. It's so tuneful, and just 5.5 minutes, just kind of like the perfect song, for that style of music. Great Gilmour vocal on that one. And that is the second to last song. But before we finish the album, we have to go to the second part of Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Here, whereas the first part is mainly a vehicle for Gilmour, on the second part, I would say the tempo of the song a little faster paced, lots of cool keyboards from Richard Wright. You've got the mini Moog, you have electric piano there, you've got clavinet. Okay, this part of the song, it's a little funky, it's a little spacey, but again, pretty lengthy. All right, so here we have just over 12 minutes finishing out the album. I just think if you kind of take those two parts, okay, well, there's many parts to the song, but if you take like both sections, put them together, that's probably one of the coolest epics in progressive rock or rock and roll history, right? So roughly about 26 minutes worth of pure musical bliss that gives you everything that makes Pink Floyd so great. And I think a lot of the ideas and things that they started on this album really shaped where they would go with Animals not long afterwards. For me, Animals and Wish You Were Here are my two favorite Pink Floyd albums. And I think they go so well together, and they really give you that kind of, they've done epics before, obviously. But I think that these two albums take epic songwriting, epic performance to another level. Fantastic stuff here. And of course, you've got the iconic Hypnosis album cover, which is always pretty neat. Two guys shaking hands in the middle of the road. One guy's on fire, the other guy's not. And of course, the lyrical content of this album is, all of that stuff that's going on in the music industry and everything like that. And their kind of subliminal messaging to all that. So pretty cool stuff. A band, no doubt, firing on all cylinders, coming off of the high that was Dark Side of the Moon. This is a run for a band that's kind of unprecedented in rock and roll history. So which all started with the Metal album. All right, then you look at Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, and then The Wall. I mean, that's some massive success right there. Artistically as well as monetarily, right? So pretty special band, pretty special album. Our classic album rewind today is Wish You Were Here. If you haven't heard this album in a while, time to rewind things and listen to it once again. That is your homework for today, folks watching, to listen to Wish You Were Here. If you've never heard this album before, I'd be very surprised if we have anybody watching who has not heard this album before. But if there are some examples of folks who have not checked this out, please go listen to it wherever you can find it, and then report back here and let us know what you think, right? So anybody's thoughts on this album, put them in the comments below. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Coming up, we got another one of these coming up tomorrow, each and every day throughout the month of June. I'm going to try really hard at maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I'm going to try and get to ranking the albums of the Amboy Dukes. All right, that great psychedelic rock band that came into prominence in the late 60s into the early 70s, helped launch the career of none other than Ted Nugent. I'm also going to try and get to ranking the albums of Elements as well. So all that's coming up this weekend. And I think I'm going to do a live stream today, maybe later this morning. So if you're interested in hopping on and chatting with me, probably do that later this morning. So I'll hopefully put a little announcement on the channel, but look for that in the next couple hours. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you real soon. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't. Click that notification bell if you want to make a donation to the channel. We have a link to our Ko-Fi page below, is a link to our merch page where you can get all sorts of cool Sea of Tranquility swag, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, caps, coffee mugs, stickers, all sorts of fun stuff, various different logo designs. We've got comic book geezers merch as well, Monsters Den, Hudson Valley Squares, all sorts of fun stuff. So thanks for watching. We'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.